Hi, my name is Katz, or the Prairie Librarian, and welcome to another video. Today I will be playing my TBR game for the month of May. I cannot believe it is already May. I do feel that May is going to be a month that, well, will be over in the blink of an eye, like the year so far has been, but also a good one. Like, I think, yeah, I have a good feeling about May. But before we get into that, let's first see how I did in April, because I had quite the stack of books. So my April TBR had 8 books on them. 2 of them I don't have physically. Those are Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany Jackson for a thriller, which I read. The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Cañas for a horror, which I did not get to. Iris Kelly Doesn't Date by Ashley Herring Blake for the final book in a series, which I also did not get to. A Taste of Golden Iron by Alexandra Rowland for a book I read in English, which I read. Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo for a paperback, which I DNF'd. Raven 3 by Miriam Borgemans for a dystopian, which I read. A Hymn to Life by Giselle Palico for a book set in Europe, which I did not get to. And then Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo for a book by a BIPOC author. So, and I did read this one. So, I feel like I did pretty decent. Like, I read 5 out of 8. And, like, I read all the, like, biggest ones. So, even though I didn't complete it, I'm not mad about it. But, so, yeah, let me put this down. So, yeah, I had 3 books. I unfortunately did not get to these 2 plus Alba Diaz. And what I do if I don't complete a book within a month is I pick a prompt from the goose jar, and then I get to choose whether I want to do whatever the prompt says or I just want to roll over the book into the next month. So let's do that, shall we? So let's start with picking something for the Possession of Alba Diaz. I think I'm going to do one that's like against the side of the jar. I think that'd be good. Let's go with this one. And the prompt is 2 prompts, 2 books. Do I want that? Oh, this is one where I would want to know how many rolls I have. Because if I like only 1 or 2, I could very well do that. Honestly, I think I'm just going to roll over Alba Diaz. Because, like, actually for all 3 of them, I'm quite happy to roll them over. So, I think I'm just going to do that. So, the first book on the TBR will be The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Cañas, which is a horror by a Mexican author. I don't know much more about it. I guess it's going to be a possession story. But yeah, I've tried Isabel Cañas before. I read The Hacienda by her, which I actually DNF'd. So a little bit hesitant about this one, but still excited to give it a try. So yeah, that is the first book on the TBR. Then let's pick a prompt for A Hymn to Life and see what we do with this. So I'm going to go at the bottom, I think. This one. And the prompt is not a planned read. So something that I just right now when heat of the moment comes to me. But nothing really comes to me. And as I said, I'm quite excited to read these, especially like these. Out of three, this is the one that at this moment itself I am the most interested in. Like, I could probably finish it today and actually still finish it in February because I still have quite a few days left. Actually, I'm like, it's like the 24th, 25th when I'm filming this. So I actually could still finish this in April. So I think I'm just gonna roll this over as well. So book number 2 is Hymn to Life by Giselle Pelico. This is a memoir by this woman who at one point in her life she discovered that her husband had been drugging her for years, and then while she was passed out, he raped her. He got other men to rape her. And so yeah, this is her memoir. It was a pretty big case in France that also here in Belgium got a lot of media coverage. I don't know how much media coverage got in other places, like, because I can't judge it. But I'm very, very excited about her memoir and just how to reconcile with that, because, like, you know, I'm very interested. And then the final book I hadn't finished, which is Iris Kelly Doesn't Date. Let's pick a prompt for that. Let's go with this one. And the prompt is next roll with 4 dice. Oh gosh. You know what? I'm gonna go for chaos, because if I have doubles, if you don't know, then I need to pick like 2 books. So like with 4 dice, that is more odds of doubles. So you know what? I'm gonna go for chaos and actually gonna do this. So yeah, we start off the TBR with 2 books, and that is The Possession of Albadias by Isabel Cañas and A Hymn to Life by Giselle Pelico. And let's now see how many rolls I'm gonna need for this TBR. Okay, here is the board. Apologies for the weird shadow situation. I'm filming this in the morning and there's a window right above this table. So that is why this is happening. But so as always, my little goose starts off where he ended last time. And let's see how many rolls we're going to need. 4. Okay, that is quite a lot. But let's get into the first roll, and we need that with 2 extra dice. So let's roll for the first roll. I'm nervous because 4 is quite a lot and we already have 2 books. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go with the low math option here and just do 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Normal prompt. But we do have doubles, and these are actually the normal dice, so like the extra ones barely did anything. But if I have doubles, I have to pick 2 prompts, and then I can choose whether I complete both with the same book or if I pick 1 book for each. So let's pick our 2 prompts. That is 1, and that is 2. Okay, so prompt number 1. Can you see that? Romantasy. Prompt number 2 is third person POV. Okay, so the first roll was immediately doubles. And I decided to resolve this with two separate books. So first, I needed a romantasy, and for that, I'm going to go with The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. I don't know a ton about this. I know it's like a romantasy with female knights, but it is the book club pick for Reading Nymph, her Discord book club for May. So I'm definitely wanted to get this in here, and I'm pretty excited for it. So this is going to be the first book, but as far as I can tell, this is in first person. That didn't work. So for a third person POV, I decided to go with Queen of Dreams by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. This is a literary fiction with maybe some magical realism. It is one of those synopses that just won't stuck in my brain, but we're following a woman who is of Indian descent, and I guess she goes to India, and there's like some mother-daughter stuff in there too. As I said, it's like a synopsis that like I don't really, it just like won't process properly, but I'm sure that when I actually read the book, that'll be fine. But yeah, this one is on my 26 books to read in 2026, so I should technically read it this year. And also I would like to do a vlog in May of reading books by Asian authors, and so this is one of the books that is going to be featured in that. So yeah, even though it is 2 books for 1 roll, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's see what roll number 2 brings us. We now get to remove the extra dice, luckily, and we can start roll number 2. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Normal prompt again. And the prompt is start a series. I think I can do that. For roll number 2, I needed to start a series, and for that I managed to get another book club pick on here, and that is The Silence of the White City by Eva Garcia Sáenz de Orturi. This is the first book in the White City series, which is a like mystery thriller series. So we follow a detective, and in the first book there are these killings in the city that are very, very similar to ones by a serial killer a couple years back, but they thought they had caught this serial killer. So it's sort of like, is this a copycat, or is the original killer still on the loose? And our detective needs to solve the case. This is a May pick for the Evil Minds Research Group, which is a book club about reading all types of mysteries. And so yeah, I'm really excited. I've been wanting to read this for quite a while. I've read my first book by this author in May. I read Aquitania, which I liked certain elements of, but others I didn't love. But her writing style and just, you know, the way she writes a story, I think would really work in like a mystery thriller type book. So I'm really excited to give this a try. So yeah, so far so good. And let's go to roll number 3. Roll number 3. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Normal prompt again. And the prompt is, can you see it? Cover next color of the rainbow. So I need to see what color the cover of Silence of the White City is, and then go like the next color over in the rainbow. Sure. So for roll number 3, I needed a cover that is like the next color over on Rainbow from the previous cover, and the Silence of the White City. It's a lot of black, but there's also like a bluish tone over it. So I need a purple cover, and for that I decided to go with Nonsuch by Frances Spufford. This is another one of those books that has a synopsis that feels a little convoluted. Like, I think it's going to be clear when I read it, but just as a synopsis itself, I'm like, what is going on here? So it is set during the Second World War, I think, but then there's also like different dimensions, and yeah, I don't know. It sounds cool, but also a little, I don't know how everything is gonna connect. But yeah, I've been wanting to try this author for a while. This is his newest release. Ralph from the channel Ralph Blue Text. He talked about it, really liked it. He made a video on it, and I want to be able to watch that video, but I want to read the book first. So I'm gonna read this book in May. I'm really excited. Fun story about this book as well. I put it on hold in March, and the hold was like 9 months, and I was like, wow, that's a lot. And then about halfway through April, I got a notification that my hold was ready. And I was like, that was not 9 months. Yeah. Even better, I guess. So excited for this. Very curious to see what I'll think of Frances Bufford's writing. Yeah. Let's go on to the final roll of the game. Roll number 4. 10 and doubles again, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But again, a normal prompt. We managed to avoid all the geese this time, which is interesting. But we need to pick 2 prompts. I have 2, so that works out. First prompt: buy a book. I don't want this. I don't want to spend money, but okay. And the second one is set in Africa or an African-inspired world. Okay, so I'm technically cheating for this one, but it's fine. We're gonna survive this. I'm gonna complete both with one book, but I'm not going to buy it. It is one that I like bought recently to be able to read this month, which I feel like is close enough to the spirit of the prompt because like most of my books come from the library anyway. But I bought the ebook for another book club pick because my university book club is going to be reading Womb City by Tlotlo Samase, which is a sci-fi horror but like motherhood and things that come with that. I'm very interested. I'm quite excited to read this, actually. I've heard some mixed things about it, but I'm still excited. And I think that maybe the author is coming to our discussion, but there are people saying that that's not the case. So maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, I am really excited to be reading this book and to be able to discuss it later on. So yeah, this is great. Let's recap the video. Okay, let's recap the video. I only have one book here physically, which is kind of sad, but my TBR consists of A Hymn to Life by Giselle Pellicot for a rollover for a previous month. The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Cañas for also a rollover from the previous month. The Everlasting by Alexi Hero for a romantasy. Queen of Dreams by Ci trovano Gigi Vaccaroni for a book in third person. Whim City for a book I recently bought and a book set in Africa. Nonsuch by Frances Bufford for a book with a purple cover, and The Silence of the White City by Eva Garcia Sáenz de Orturi for the first book in a series. Yeah, really excited for this TBR. It is one that has like a lot of books that are not fully in my comfort zone. So that is interesting. But I have 2 more books to mention here because I already mentioned that I'm going to do a vlog where I read book by Asian authors, and I have 2 more books that I've planned for that vlog that I didn't manage to get into this TBR, and those are Where We Go When All We Were Is Gone by Sequoia Nagamatsu. This is a short story collection by a Japanese author that I'm quite excited for. I think it's gonna have some magical realism in it. And so yeah, I do like a good short story every once in a while, so this will be fun. And then the other book I would like to read for it is A Million to One by Adibai Jagirdar, which is a YA historical fiction set on the Titanic, and it's a heist story, which just sounds pretty fun because like I feel like Queen of Dreams and Where We Go When All Were Is Gone is going to be a little more, you know, literary, whatever that means, like, you know, like that vibe. And so I think that A Million to One could be like a fun, quick, fun breakup of that. We'll see. I am pretty excited about all the books in this video. I didn't even get a lot of big surprises either. Like, all the books that I have on here were like things I was already thinking of as at least possibilities for this month. So that's great. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this game. If you've read any of these books, please let me know what you thought of it, and let me know what you're excited to read in the month of May. And I'll see you again in the video. Bye.